how we roll. Nobody's
yeah.
in the background. I don't think you sent us this question. Think about it, Charles.
The core focus for Whatislife.blog, the podcast series, is to connect intricate moments of humanity, which thus exposes the beauty of us. We believe that all humans contain a story, and that alone is worth sharing. Welcome back to Whatislife.blog. I'm your host, Charles Horace, and today's guest is an organization called Juntos. And in today's episode, we're going to have a collection of guests. So our first two guests will be Katina and Laura. So Katina, Laura, tell us a little bit about what Juntos is and who are you? We'll start off with Katina. Okay.
Well, Juntos is a faith-based youth leadership program in the International District. And, that's what Juntos is. And I got involved with Juntos in 2010. I moved to Albuquerque, and someone who was a volunteer said, "Would you come check it out?" And I was kind of reluctant, like, "Oh, I don't really want to volunteer at a kids program." So I took a little while to finally come, but I think in like September or October of that 2010 I came, and I never left. I loved it so much.
Fantastic. Okay, Laura, how about you?
Well, what Katina said in explaining Juntos is true. And, I think it's also, I would say Juntos is a miracle, how it started and how back in 2005 and how we're still going. I would also say it's a community for the families that have been a part of it, some of them for that whole entire time. The name Juntos means together. And it's always been our desire to have the community and the churches in the community involved. And so that's a great opportunity. I think this summer, I was counting after our summer program, we had 18 different local churches somehow represented at Juntos. And so it's an opportunity for churches to reach the city as well. And like Katina said, we're located in the International District, but also kind of along East Central. And then when kids come and leave, we follow them. So we have kids kind of spread out over most of the eastern part of the city.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So about 20 years, you said?
Yeah. A little over 20 years.
A little over 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like Juntos because I got involved maybe, 2 years ago, was it?
I think so.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I was with Tyrell, a good friend of mine. He was interconnecting with local ministries here in Albuquerque, and for his seminar training, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and he invited me one day. He's like, "Hey, there's a camp going on, and would you like to help?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I wasn't thinking much of it. I thought it was just going to be like, I was just going to be in the background, just kind of watching.
Oh, no, we threw you in, as I recall.
Yeah. I eventually learned that.
Yeah. That's how we roll. Nobody's in the background. Yeah. But yeah, you're very right. You got me on the as a bus driver. I had to go through some video training and some online reading information and stuff like that. And yeah, that was pretty cool. It was a lot of work. I didn't know what I was getting into. If we told you, you might not have done it. So.
Exactly. It was fun. And then that was for about a week. It was a summer camp
just
for
a
one
day
whole week.
camp. Yeah,
I absolutely loved it. I got to meet a lot of cool people. The kids were fantastic. The whole program was amazing. I loved it. It was awesome. I enjoy it. We have two programs, Breakaway and Rally Night. What are those?
Yeah, so we actually have 3 programs.
Oh,
so Breakaway, Rally Night, and Learning Lab. Those are the 3. So Breakaway and Rally Night happen on the same night. Breakaway is for our elementary students, and
for middle school, yeah. Breakaway is middle school.
Breakaway is for our middle school, and Rally Night is for our elementary. And then we also have a leadership program for kids who have graduated from 8th grade, and now they're in high school, and they want to become leaders at Juntos. So we have those 3, and then we have Learning Lab, which is just a fun group that gets together to learn different life skills and go to the orchestra or go for a hike or learn about cooking or different things
Wow.
on a Thursday afternoon.
Is the Learning Lab, is that the same as Soy?
No.
No, what is
So Soy is a ministry in Denver. It stands for Save Our Youth. They're a mentoring ministry that's been there for about 30 years. And this semester we are launching a partnership with them where we're using all of their curriculum, all of their training. They've been super, super generous with us. And we are launching a one-on-one program called Juntos Mentoring. So I describe it kind of like a Christian version of Big Brother, Big Sister. So our dream is that eventually every kid who's 10 years old and older in Juntos would have an adult mentor from the community that they spend time with on a weekly basis. So we're piloting our first, I believe, 6 matches this month, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're super excited about that and so grateful to Save Our Youth. So, yeah.
So that's, you said 6 mentors, right?
Yeah, so we're starting with 6. And we have 6 kids ready to go. So we'll do matching them. And then probably 2 or 3 times next year, we'll have new enrollment periods for kids and mentors with the hope of getting up to close to 20 next year and then just keep adding to that.
Okay. Is the like 20 around the range you want to have, or do you want to expand further?
I think we want to expand to as many kids as we have who want mentors. And so we'll have to see what the response is. I think it could grow really dramatically because I think that's a huge need in the community right now. And we're excited about it at Juntos because it gives, the kids get a lot of group mentoring opportunities. And some of them we meet one-on-one with for discipleship, but the staff team doesn't have the capacity to do that. And so if we can reach out to Christians in the community and they do mentoring and some discipleship activities, that can really help the kids, just grow their roots down deeper.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why the mentoring? Why do mentoring?
Yeah, well, statistics, we see all sorts of statistics about how kids do so much better. And I think we all know that our young people are kind of suffering this epidemic of depression and anxiety and trying to identify who they are and all these things. And a lot of them have great parents, but they need somebody outside of their family to talk to. And some don't even have great parents to talk to. And so having an adult who is investing in you, shows up every week, can listen to you without judgment, can, for the kids who are willing, direct them to know the Lord, disciple them, I think has a huge impact based on what we've seen in other programs. So we're expecting the same for our crew.
And actually, as we have tried to listen to the families on what they would like to see out of Juntos, we've heard that many times. I would love a mentor for my child. I would love a mentor. We've been on the waiting list for this long at this mentorship program. Can you start a mentorship program? So that's also where this came from.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I like that. Do you guys have a mentor throughout your life? Or had a mentor?
Yeah, I think probably not until actually I moved to Albuquerque. I moved here with the Navigators that sponsor the Juntos program in 2000. And at that point, my friend DJ, I feel like, started mentoring and discipling me, pouring into my life. My mom had passed away when I was in college, and her daughter had been killed by a drunk driver about the same time. So we kind of fit a role for each other. But I would say that she's been one of my mentors, and the Lord has just put a lot of older women in my life. Nothing formal like what we're setting up where, meet with them weekly or whatever. But yeah, God's been really gracious putting people into my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
How about you, Katina?
Yeah, not growing up, I really could have used one.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been wonderful if I knew about Juntos partners or Juntos mentorship. That would have been great. But I think in college was my first time that I got to have a mentor.
Yeah.
And not the same, obviously, like what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weekly though.
Cool. A mentor. For me, I think I've had, people here and there helped me out a little bit. Yeah. I haven't really had I guess, I have my parents.
Right.
I have an older brother. I have an uncle and uncles. And I'm kind of the oldest in my family.
Okay.
And I'm not the oldest. Second oldest, and then the second oldest in the cousins on my mom's side.
Okay. So you probably are mentoring people.
Kind of, I suppose so.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What is something you want people to know about Juntos? Like, why is it so important? Why is it so awesome?
Why is it awesome? Like I said, it's a miracle the way it happened. There were several different organizations. We're all working in the same neighborhood. And the Lord put it on the heart of a guy who was actually leading a Native youth group to do the summer program. And so we all hopped on board, and 100 kids showed up and wanted to keep meeting. And so I think just how it started so organically and has been really family and kid driven for 20 however many years now. And our goal is that people from the neighborhood would become spiritual leaders in the neighborhood. And so I feel like Juntos is a platform where we can provide them opportunities to see what that might look like. What is their gifting? To have new experiences, to grow in their own relationship with the Lord, and to teach them how to share that with other people. We're big on generations. So generations, not just of biological generations, which we do have. We have kids of kids, but spiritual generations where kids are investing in another kid and they're learning basic discipleship practices. How do you pray with someone? How do you read the Bible with someone? How do you study the Bible? How do you memorize scripture? How do you walk with someone who's going through a really hard time? And so I think just the opportunities that are given to the youth and to their families is one thing that makes Juntos awesome. I guess I would say one more thing, and then you should probably talk about it. The thing that we hear over and over is the community that has been built at Juntos. Like, we're really a huge family, and we've stayed in touch with, we've probably had hundreds of kids at this point go through Juntos, and we don't stay in touch with all of them, but we've been able to stay in touch with some of them, or they'll come back around. And we love that. And, it's just a reflection, I think, of the body of Christ. And it's just a place where people feel like they belong and they have a place.
Well, you do so good. So you should just keep talking. But you stole mine. It's just the community at Juntos. I think it's very beautiful because Juntos is about building relationships. It's not about programs. Like, yes, we have these programs, but it allows us to meet these families and these kids and really develop these relationships. So that's what it's all about. Getting to know parents and children and siblings and, getting to go to concerts, getting to go to band things and sports events and birthday parties we've been invited to. And sadly, there's been funerals, but we've gotten to be a part of this with these families and with our volunteers and with our leaders. And we go to volunteers' graduation parties, and it's just like this beautiful community. And it just shows like this right relationship that God wants to see among his people. And it's just this beautiful reflection of that right relationship between us and Jesus.
I love that. I like the keyword relationships. And that's exactly what I've witnessed here. I love getting to know the other leaders, the other volunteers and the children. I do like breakaway night. It's a fun night. I get to hang out with the kids and have good laughs and get to know what they're up to in their lives and everything. So like you said, generational impact. I don't think I would ever officially leave this organization. I do want to be part of it. I love it. You have a little bit of a heart here for here in Albuquerque, so I like it. I think it's a really good program, really good organization opportunity. You guys said it was connected to Navigators. How is it connected to Navigators?
Yeah. So I came on Navigator's staff in 1999. I came to Albuquerque to work with another couple who was working with initially gang kids, and we did some stuff with teen moms, to sharing the gospel kind of wherever we were. And through that, I got connected to this Native youth group and moved over into the international district to walk alongside people there. And so when we started Juntos, I was like the Navigator representative, and there were 4 other groups, and they all kind of either shut down or moved along. So kind of by default, I ended up as director because everybody else left. And so we just needed an organization, an umbrella organization, so that we can make sure that our volunteers are properly trained, that we have all the right insurance, that kids are safe, that we can get vehicles and funding. And so it just made sense for us to fall under the Navigators. And the Navigators are known for discipleship and for generations of spiritual disciple makers. And so it's a good fit for us to keep working alongside them.
Yeah. I remember we had the Navigators dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks ago. That was fun. I got to meet so many cool people.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. We had to get some good food. Right?
Always.
Always.
We eat a lot of food. We eat a lot.
All that food,
Yeah, the Navigators has a lot of different missions, and so a lot of those are represented here in Albuquerque by different staff. Juntos falls under a mission called I-58, which is based on Isaiah 58. So it's we focus on reaching out and walking alongside folks who've been affected by poverty and systemic injustice. And so that looks different across the nation, but here in Albuquerque, that looks like youth ministry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And Katina, when did you start getting involved with Juntos?
So in 2010, I became a volunteer. I just came to check it out. But like you, I got thrown in right away. And then I was leading activities. But yeah, I just never wanted to leave because again, the community aspect, just getting to know these kids and these families and just feeling this deep connection and having this heart for the international district specifically and just feeling like, wow, like getting to be a part of what God's already doing in the neighborhood has been a really cool experience.
So from 2010 to 2025, about 15 years, what have you seen has happened? How has Juntos grown within those 15 years from your eyes? Have you noticed?
Yeah, well, one of our goals is generational leadership, and I've seen that. I saw some of these kiddos as children, and now they are leaders, big time leaders. Like, you're going to have Manny on soon, and he was this high school basketball player when I met him, and he would come, and he was kind of too cool for school, and he would hang out, and we would, he was just a cool guy. And now he's this adult with an adult job and a wife, and he's a leader, and he loves Juntos so much, and it's just like beautiful to see that. And I mean, seeing other people with their children that are now at Juntos, and like, it's just phenomenal to watch that. So yeah, just seeing the generational leadership that's gone on here.
Wow.
The families, we've kept it in the family. That's for sure.
It's true.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And so many of the leaders that we've had past and present grew up in the program, or their siblings grew up in the program. And it's just like, wow, where else do you see that?
Exactly. I remember one of our staff meetings that I attended, you guys were talking about family names, so-and-so is related to this person or knows this person. It's like, like 3 generations almost felt like. I couldn't keep up.
I know. We need like charts, family trees of how everybody's connected. And that is, we've tried to recruit and go door to door and whatever, and it doesn't really work. It's all word of mouth. Like, kids invite their friends. We have met a few families, like, we'll be with kids at the park and they're like, who are you? What are you doing? And we've met a few kids that way. But for the most part, it's kids inviting their friends. And then also, one of our high values is being a part of the neighborhood ourselves. You see in John 1 where it says in the Message version that Jesus moved into the neighborhood. He didn't commute from heaven. And so being a part of the neighborhood has been a big deal. So our neighbors have come as we've gotten to know kids in the neighborhood, or like I have 2 kids and they went to the local high school here. So they brought friends from their school. And so just kind of as we go, we can meet people. But again, it's relationship. If you have no relationship with somebody and you knock on their door, they're kind of like, yeah, whatever, crazy white lady. But if you know them, then, they trust you and they'll send their kids.
Okay, cool. Juntos, is that an English word? What is that?
Yeah, so it's a Spanish word that means together. And we decided on that word early on. Funny story. We first started calling Juntos for about 2 weeks. We thought, let's call it La Junta, which means the meeting. And then we found out that's a guerrilla warfare gang down in Central America. So that lasted 2 weeks. So then we adjusted to Juntos and just meeting together, because that's always been the goal. Is we want churches and followers of Jesus in the community to work together. We want volunteers to work together. We want families to work together to see, the neighborhood transformed through the power of Jesus. Yeah. And I will say, probably at this point, about half of our kids are Spanish speaking, and their families are, so it works.
Yeah, that works out.
Yeah.
I would love to learn Spanish.
Yeah, it's helpful here.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we're just about done.
Okay.
What would be a last? What would be something that you'd like to share for the audience? Like something. How would I say this? Words of wisdom or lasting words in regards to Juntos, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you sent us this question to think about, Charles. Yeah, I think one thing I would want to encourage people with, I hear a lot of negativity about youth. And people saying, the world's going to hell in a handbasket or whatever. And just the realization that God is doing something among young people right now, I think across the nation, but we're seeing that here at Juntos. And there's amazing young people out there that just need somebody to invest in them a little bit. And you think about, the word says that God has determined the times and places for everyone. So he chose these kids to be here at this time in all the craziness of the world. And I'm really encouraged by them and have great faith that he's going to use them and they're going to allow him to use them. And so I would just encourage people to really look at kids, pray to have God's eyes as we look at the kids and our neighbors around us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Katina?
Yeah, I think as we love God and love others, that it's just a beautiful way to build relationship with others, and specifically youth. I mean, if you have room in your heart to meet with someone from church or from school or from wherever it might be, just to be able to meet with a young one, I think that that's really impactful, and it's just it's kingdom work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, that will conclude our first segment.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and transition into our next guest. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to hear from all of them. Cool. Okay. Right. Thanks, Charles.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. What is Life Media is a marketing through podcast platform that utilizes conversation to promote opportunity, exposure,